everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampACrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. I have two more Valentine treats to share with you. We have a little bag and a fun box. Before we get started, just a reminder that if you have any of the coupons that you earned in January, you need to make sure you spend those in February. We have a new starter kit special. Very excited about that. I've already shown you the new Stampin' Positioner. So when you purchase the starter kit, you can get that for free. So really good deal. And I think that's all I have to remind you about today. So we'll get started. Don't forget to click subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future videos. And we're going to be using the Made with Love bundle suite. We're also going to use a couple other little products, but pretty much the suite. Okay, so our first project is a cute little bag. So I've cut some of the designer paper, and I did the Hugs and Kisses one, and this is 8.5 by 6, and then I scored it. Let's see. Scored it at 2, 4, 6, and 8. So that gives us 2 inch sides on all 4 sides. And then the bottom, I also scored it 2. So I'm going to take my paper snips, and we're going to just cut up on the score lines to that 2 inch score line on the bottom. These are going to make our bottom flaps. I have to turn this over to look at the other side. Sometimes it's hard to see the score lines on pattern paper. And then this is our one at 8 inches, which gives us a little 1/2 inch flap on this side. Now I don't need this one, so I'm going to just trim that off at an angle. You don't need that. And then trim this other edge. So we're going to fold and burnish the score lines. And then fold up all these flaps here. Okay, give those a good crease. So the easiest way I like to do this is, first of all, just use a little liquid glue, or you could use tear and tape. Just fold that little 1/2 inch tab over, and then fold this flat just like that. Okay, this is super easy to do. If you're taking this somewhere, you can do them like this, and then just put a little tear and tape so someone can put them together later. All right, then we just fold in all of the tabs, and then put glue on the last one. You can put glue in the inside tabs, but you do not have to. All right, just give that a little press down there. And then what I bought to go inside are these Hershey Valentine Kisses, the big ones. But I'm taking them out of the box. This box is not going to fit in my bag, but the Kiss will. So I'm taking that out. Isn't that cute? Big chunk of chocolate right there. And that fits perfectly down in my box. Then what I'm going to do is fold in the score lines, or fold in the sides. It's not scored. And then I'm going to punch a hole in the top just to hold it closed. And even though it's right in the middle, so you're going to have these little, it's going to be like a little X on top, like a kiss. So that's okay. And you can use whatever, hole punch that you have. I'm going to use, I'm looking for it. I'm going to use my Crocodile only because it's going through a few layers. I might use the larger one. So use whatever punch you have, and just punch right through the middle. And then I have a little die cut heart, and then I ran it through the embossing folder that's part of the suite as well. And then I've also die cut a little tag. So we're going to do our stamping on the tag. And I'm using the Hugs and Kisses sentiment. in Real Red. This is a very quick and easy project to do. All right, so I'm going to do that at the same time, and we're just going to put some of this bubble bath ribbon that's, is it in this suite? I can't remember if it's in this suite or if it's an online exclusive, but it is awesome. And it's bubble bath 1/8 inch ribbon. So it's thin ribbon. So it's nice and easy to just poke through all those holes. And we're gonna just tie this closed. And a nice bow, and that holds it closed. And you see, I don't even trim my ribbon until after I tie my bow. That end actually goes over there. And just trim that off. You can make the bow as long or as short as you like. And let's just add we'll do a couple hearts. We'll do a white heart and a pink heart. And we'll just maybe put those right here. Why not? Just use a little bit of glue. You can use a little glue dot if you have it. I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue and put those two on, and that is our little box or our little bag. It's like a bag, but almost like a box too. Either way, isn't that cute? Okay, so that is project number 1. Now project number 2, I made to go with these cute little heart brownies. They are Little Debbie Valentine brownies. But the colors look really cute. It's red, and it's got the pink and the white. And that pink, I bought the brownies first, and then I figured out my box and matched my colors. And these little pink hearts are the same color as Flirty Flamingo. So that's what I'm using for my box base. And I cut a little piece of designer paper, and I will post the measurements on my blog for this box. So first I'm going to adhere right here. So, well, I'll just kind of go over my score lines here real quick so you see what I'm doing. The cardstock is 8 3/4 by 4. And then I scored it at 3/4, 4, 4 3/4, and 8. And then on the short side, I scored it at 3/4 and then 3 1/4. So basically it's 3/4 of an inch thick. And so it's the same going either direction. We have a 3/4 inch right in the middle. Then we have 2 of the same size panels. And then we have 3/4 inch on either end. So I'm going to make this the top of my box. So I put my paper, make sure my hearts are going the right way. And I'm going to take a 1-inch circle punch and just do a little notch where the top of my box is. And then we're going to grab one of our heart dies. This is just the plain little heart die. And I'm going to cut out a heart out of the middle of my box top. I'm going to put that right there. Let's grab our die cutter. Run that through. My poor abused die cutter here. Okay. And then we're going to assemble our box. So this is a little window. The brownie already has a clear bag on it, so I don't need to put a window sheet. If you're going to put loose candies or anything, you can glue a little piece of the window sheet behind there. And then I'm going to take my scissors on the long sides, and I'm going to just notch where the seams are, or where the, not seams, the score lines. So we're going to just notch out all those score lines. And then trim the ends, just trim off those corners. And we'll do this on the other side as well. This just saves a little time on cutting if we just go ahead and angle these in and just notch out those corners, or the score lines. Do I know what I'm saying? In my mind I do, in my mouth I do not. Okay, so we have all these score lines notched out on the long sides, and now we're going to just fold and crease everything. All going the same direction. Okay, so this is the top of my box. So this is the bottom. So we're going to put all the little notch tabs on the inside of the box. And you're just going to line up the bottoms. Oh, I did that wrong. Do I have another one of these? No, I didn't. Do not notch your corners. All your corners, my goodness. Dumb. We want to leave the two long sides unnotched. Ugh, that's okay. I can do this. Where's my template? Let me show you my template, which has an error on it as well. We are going to just cut in the score lines, and then I'm debating if I want to start this video over, but I've already done one project, so I really don't. So I'm going to show you my template, but we're going to make an adjustment to the template. Do not take the notch out of this end. The notch comes out of the end next to your heart opening, and your designer paper goes here first, and then you die cut. Then cut into your score lines, and then only notch the tabs. Do not notch the big sections. Those are the sides, and you want them even. If you do that, you can make it work. Just be careful on, you're going to just have a little gap right there. It's going to be part of the base, and that's okay. I don't think I even cut that all the way in. Okay. All right, that's okay. All right, then we'll take this tab, put it inside. See what I mean? If I hadn't notched that, it would have been straight, which is what we were going for. We're going for straight corners. But because I notched it unknowingly, that's what happens. So yes, we demonstrators make mistakes too. I did this right in class. I don't know what happened. Just not thinking. Okay, so I'm going to put my Valentine brownie in there, and then we just close it up. Sometimes these brownies have a lot of air. This one was not too bad. It still fits there. I had my brownie last night, had a ton of air in it, and I had to pop it to fit it in my box. Okay, so I die cut a red heart, and this is just going to glue to the outside edge. I don't want it glued to my brownie. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue, not in any of the middle, just a few dots right on the outside edge. That's where it's going to glue. My brownie actually kind of pops up a little bit right there. And that's okay. All right, so I used my triple banner punch, and I'm using banner sayings for my sentiment because I needed something small, and I wanted it to be a little different than the other ones. And this one says, "You're the sweetest," which is perfect for Valentine's Day. It also has, "Sending my love. Here's to you. You're the sweetest. Consider yourself hugged. You are loved." So this has got several sentiments that you could use for Valentine's Day. Or for any treat holders. Okay, let's grab our dimensionals. I'm going to put just that right across. Well, I did put it on in the middle. I wasn't thinking. I put it over maybe on the end. It won't stick to my brownie. Yeah, that's good. Right on the edge of the two ends. Get that in, and let's do a little embellishing. We'll grab our Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. These are perfect for Valentine's Day. I'm going to do the darker one. I'll do a small and a large. That's it. Aside from miscutting all my sides, it turned out really cute. and then this is our little bag. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's projects. Make sure to check back next time, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.